and you win. Now, round 1 on Perimeter, straight at the pistol. You just see the electrotherapy onto On Fire. He's faster than his firewall, that's for sure. Takes on T-Quay straight, goes into the invulnerability to buy a bit of time as On Fire continues to push on forward, and somehow he's surviving. Now the counter Ignis wall comes out from the side of WAG. On Fire is still surviving, and it's the firewall that knocks down WAG.
Dear Lord, really great placement of those firewalls, and even Limit taking full advantage of the weaker members here. Already taking out X-Bor as well. Now just needs to worry about Hwang Am, who's currently sitting on the roof, and that's round 1 in the bag for Falcons. Now, this is one of the few situations where the placement of that wall was actually super crucial, because again, there are 3 super bonfires all in the same place or relatively in the same area. You can see all the util just being chucked onto that one spot.
And not only that, when WAG players, they try to hide behind the fence, they just get tagged by the wall, the Flame Mirage instead. So whether intentional or not, definitely worked in Falcons' favor. Let's see if they're going to go for the force buy. It seems like WAG are going to force buy 2 rifles. Whereas for Falcons, they will take it easy just a little bit, but the approach still almost same as round 1.
Ooh, On Fire taking an even more aggressive approach, really going through into enemy territory, arguably.
What?
He's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. And now the swing, they all come up through, and it's a little too late. An isolated target member from WAG, and even On Fire actually going down finally, but it's still a 2-for-1 trade, and On Fire gets back on his feet. Man, they deploy these super bonfires so fast.
Man, Limit is finding some crucial snipes to enable his team to move on forward like that. And Karora is going to hold the front. T-Quay only gets On Fire, but it doesn't really matter too much. T-Quay with 2, but no elimination, sadly. That's 2-0 for Falcons, and they keep everything they've gotten so far.
Well, let's keep our eyes up here, because again, Hwang Am getting knocked down like that really slowed down this initial flanking push coming out from the side of WAG, which got thwarted with the help of Limit as well, getting involved as he turns his angle over as soon as he gets the initial knock, right? Like, Limit is thinking about impact rather than securing every single one of the knockdowns. Some of them are just impossible to take, right? But more importantly, even if a teammate brings the knockdown player back up, at least you've made impact on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, and Limit is starting out to an incredibly hot game too. Wait a minute.
What?
What was that?
That was for the glue wall in the sky, bro.
It's to distract the enemies, right? You throw something out, they look up, and then you shoot them.
Oh, that'd be too funny if that was the actual reason. But at least for Falcons, they do win out on this compound. However, they do throw out plenty of smokes down by the base of it. Literally can't see anything. Even with the Ignis firewalls, you see that at least that the Han 7 is running in the middle of it, in and out of vision. And finally, Limit, who's spamming his heart out, trying to get at least a revive here. WAG tries to get one, but Limit is going to deny it as well with a rifle in hand, pushing in and out of these fights. Unfortunately for Pina, and as well as On Fire, can't deal enough damage to take out the entire squad.
Double kill.
Limit is gonna be the sole survivor. See what the plan is right now. He's gonna make his way up onto the roof, and I think T-Quay has a very good idea where he's gonna be at. But the weapon, not the best on playing on that range as compared to what Limit has. But if he can isolate these fights, he's gonna have a very good chance of winning this out. They're gonna split up just for a little bit. Limit.
In terms of resources, 1 glue wall compared to 3 total glue walls. That's also going to be the cryo main being thrown out. They know exactly where he's going to be. He has 1 wall to use, all right? 2 more walls for the opponents, and Limit finally uses it. He has to back out of this fight as quickly as possible. Maybe catch the person jumping down. Nobody jumps down. He's going to take his time here. Again, WAG do not want to give Limit any opportunities. Luckily, the Super Bonfire has already timed out, but slowly regenerating this HP is not an ideal way. He's looking for resources anywhere, but they've all been snatched up.
And yeah, only working with 63 HP. And with the blue closing in, this should be a WAG round, and it has to be a catastrophic failure for WAG to drop the ball. The cryo mine did help them out earlier on, and Limit finally gets dispatched. And WAG finds the first round, but they had to really work for it.
Let's look at this replay one more time, right? Because again, the fact that Peanut got beamed down just like that, almost not too long after On Fire, who was taking the initial hits, for some reason Keroro gets punished for it overall. So now slight adjustments have been made from WAG. They know that On Fire, if he's attached to Keroro, he is going to go invulnerable. You just have to keep your eyes on where Keroro is going to be, because you can tell by the tether, right? We saw in round 1 they were going for an offer angle. Round 2 they wanted to take a more aggressive approach. Round 3, let's see if they're going to follow that aggressive approach again.
Yeah. See Falcons make any minor adjustments to the approach. Pina spotted already. It even throws out a smoke grenade and a firewall. So a lot of utility dump at the very start of the round. It does allow the Falcons to hide in the shadows for now, but On Fire is going to take the fight straight to T-Kui.
This is a little interesting. UAV already spotted out too, right? That's what WAG is repositioning our members close to that right-hand side to maybe find it. Unfortunately loses his life in the middle of that decision-making. And now Falcons have to take the initiative here to take his T-Kui unfortunately does not lose his fight to On Fire. And now that's 2 members down. And Keroro already put down to 1/4 of his HP.
Yeah, and Limit also got found out on the side too. But WAG with a quick equalizer here. T-Kui actually winning that fight against On Fire was crucial, because On Fire was the aggressor and had the support of the Casty as well, but got tracked down. It's essentially a couple of headshots did the job there. No burst healing for On Fire. WAG finally gets to invest in some better guns.
As expected, you know, WAG won the previous round before that. Falcons unfortunately did not have the weaponry, so it was an expected loss for them. They could have brought it a little bit closer, but that's fine, because things will slowly start even out as the rounds go by. WAG, keep in mind, they have 1 cyber airdrop in their space. They are going to be working with more gold.
Yeah. And just okay, another smoke grenade to cut off vision.
Interesting decision here, especially knowing that the angle is going to be open. But now WAG looking to actually go for this maneuver. Once the kill comes through, and they find 1, unfortunately, from the side of Pina. X4 does take out Strange. Turns the corner, finds 1, and X4 instantly gets another. They jumps down, and even finds another one. That's 3 in the bag.
Yeah, X4 is doing everything all on his own. And it's down to Limit again. It literally 6 health to work with. The retirement rhythm comes through. Pina was able to finish off Ngan. As he is also dangerously low. 20 health for him. X-Bar, he did all the heavy lifting. And it's going to come down to a 2v1. But X-Bar has the health to work with, compared to Limit and Pina, who are literally working 1 shot away from going down.
Oh, okay. Limit manages to bring Pina back up. Oh, doesn't get it for long. X4 just continuing his onslaught. Oh, wait, he sees Santino drone. Limit knows it. He turned this into a 2v1. If he makes the mistake, he would it, right?
And X4 is about to win a 1v5 at this point. He got 3 earlier on. The bonfire gets dropped down. It is lit. Ignis Wall comes through. X4 will just face tank the damage a little bit. He knows exactly where the remainder of the Falcon players are at. But it's the double off from Falcons that will be his undoing. As they now put up the glue wall. Here comes the rush around the corner. X4 can't really do it. Man, that was almost heroics, man. X4 single-handedly almost won the round.
Yeah, that was so very close. If only he was able to finish off in that at the right time. I mean, he had him at the right. He did lock back to the corner. And all three in speed. Yet overall, finally, prioritized making sure that he took on his isolated fights. Strong basics and fundamentals overall.
Yeah, but it was pretty close. So WAG, they did take a lot out of Falcons as well. Limit gets his hands on the AWM. Let's see if Falcons wants to play indoors. I would assume that with Limit and the AWM, they will want to bring the fight outside. Keroro already getting tagged out. The bonfire again being used. Ignis brings down all the glue walls, and now is the open for business. Not actually able to snipe Limit. That's the AWM gone. On fire goes into Orion form. Pina comes in to swap with him, gets blasted by the 1887. And WAG should be able to go for the cleanup.
Well, they find 1 and they're going for more.
And On Fire, unfortunately, just overwhelmed by WAG. 2 is not good enough. And WAG, the quick equalizer again. super messy fight outdoors. You can barely see anything. Visibility almost down to a 0. And unfortunately, the rest of Falcons, they got taken out way too early. And On Fire just didn't have the support necessary to win out the round for his team.
Like, I understand if you're making a move like that when you have your Cassie ready to go. But I think that the time turner there, unfortunately, just came out a little too late from WAG to save the retreating members. Something to remember for the upcoming bouts. But now with two cyber airdrops in the bag, they're going to be walking away with plenty of good weaponry. AC-80s on the side from Falcons, but we are seeing AWMs, big shotguns as well, a fully upgraded MP5s on top of it all. So really close quarters, not exactly looking too great for Falcons.
Wait, in the big MP87, this is bad whip getting completely ran down. Limit was able to get an instant trade. I don't think they sniped up by On Fire. Falcons have a response. Keroro steps in, and X4 kind of respond in time. Was able to get a point blank at Keroro though. Still, 25 HP to work with. Wasn't really much that he could do. Falcons again expect the lead.
It's a back and forth between both of these teams. They don't want to lose it, but man, these shots coming out from Pina, these picks are so important. But unfortunately, once the distance is closed, that's when T3 comes alive. Now into this upcoming bout once again, opposite sides of the same exact map. Do they want to control the back building, the back factory on that left-hand side, or do they want to take a wider response to play on low ground?
I think if you are Falcons, you probably just want to leave Limit alone. He's gonna actually join with his team. Once it's splits away, actually not Limit. On Fire takes on the bounce back of the grenade. That's a drop down as well. We had a blue wall. On Fire instantly goes invulnerable. As Tikwe will turn the corner to Aurora with a good ambush. That was what Falcons have been waiting for.
That was a good one. That was a real good bait from On Fire and a quick trade coming in from Kuro. Now they want to take the space because Pina is already in a great position. Time Turner is already going to be dropped. On Fire goes down first. Explorer finds a headshot onto On Fire's Kuro, finishes off the kills, and Pina finally takes out Explorer. That's going to be a clean turn. Oh no! You would have imagined it would not get any worse, and finally Limit's like, nah, I gotta get my ones. Quickly gets involved.
And another message fight, but this time it's been perfect from the side of Falcons. WAG, even if they tried to respond, they would have been equivalent to walking into a death trap. Double AWMs from Limit. Actually, yeah. Is it gonna go for the double AWM? Come on, make up your mind, Limit.
Come on, Limit. Having two AWMs, especially at match point, why not? And yes, he's going to be running two AWMs, upgraded as well. And let's see whether or not they're going to be able to contest it. Because this map particularly is notorious for getting headshot, especially if you're on the opposite side. But it's going to be a fast flank, and they're going to reposition themselves to the enemy territory as they're trying to secure the points. Pina, can he land this? Because he's already got two angles with the help of Limit, buying plenty of time. Limit needs to heal as On Fire controls the high ground.
WAG have already lost one of the players, getting shot by multiple angles. Crossfire set up very early by Falcons, and that is now down to a 4v2. Only one Limit, just point blank X4 right in the face, and Tikwe completely outnumbered, out to be desired as we head into the pistols.
Well, let's see it here, because once again, when you're here in Solara, it's all about that fun, all that fighting, that close range. Wow, this is the most passive. Both sides looking to contest the center, and immediately they're looking for these opportunities to flank. Time Turner already come out here as On Fire is making his attempt. He has to quickly use the cover of the Time Turner to try and get out. Tikwe ends up going down as Limit is finding the shots. Keroro as well to finish them off, and that's going to be, oh my goodness, WG last member? Nah, too late. Limit and Keroro got it on lock.
Man, all started with just good game sense from Team Falcons. They sniffed out a flank and they completely stopped that. We even saw the commitment of the Time Turner, but it was not about getting the eliminations, right? It's about stopping WAG from pushing the envelope, and that allows Falcons to outnumber WAG. But they didn't get a second chance this time, swapping sides, at least the starting size of this area on the map. See basically a force from the side of Falcons, double mini Uzis coming out.
Let's see how this is going to play out, right? Because again, there has been a bit of a force buy here. It's going to be rifles unlimited as well as export, so they want to get as much value as possible. Even Keroro, wow, even jumping as soon as possible to get into this fight. quickly able to try and hold that line. The center now in their control, and they've also blocked off line of sight.
Yeah, Kiroro basically pieced out with the Santino. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. X-Bor for Kiroro. On Fire was able to find a second one, but Peanut instantly traded by T-Quay. This is what we want to see from the superstars of WAG as they bring it to just on Fire against 3 members of WAG, but T-Quay good on this shot. Gonna give WAG the equalizer.
50-50s all across the board here, turning it into a 1-for-1 almost straight away. This is dangerous, right? Because again, it is just going to show that once WAG are in the right scenario, in the right positions, they can make things happen as well. And Falcons can't just expect their raw gun prowess to be good enough to get them across the finish line.
And that's also the support system we wanted to see from WAG with this immediate backup from Ngan as well when T-Quay was under pressure. A little bit of extra oomph can make a huge difference. Triple up on that right side of the map. A couple of tags came in, but nothing too substantial. Ngan will be able to exhaust this pressure. Limit finds the pixel on the head.
Yep, clips him, and now we even see the quick deploy of the cryo mine as well towards that top side. Can't defend yourself. Well, I'm able to quickly sneak up on Limit to take him out with Micro Uzi, and now trying to look for the punch backwards on towards X4's side. They quickly collapse down on the position of both snipers at this stage. Now Falcons only have 2 members left, while Pina, unfortunately, gets cut down.
And Xborg easily turns the corner for the final shot as well. As Falcons got led on a wild goose chase, and I definitely ended up in that demise. Pretty weird, because I think Falcons definitely saw blood in their eyes and just wanted to chase Xborg down, but lost the whole squad in the process.
Bit of an overheat, but not to worry. That's to be expected from teams, especially from Falcons. Hopefully Limit is able to kind of, put the leash on them to hold them back just a little bit more. And again, now we're looking at the equipment, a lot more investment coming out for WAG, and not to mention, at least for Falcons, they were able to get the cyber airdrop, which is going to be an important factor, but we'll see whether or not they're going to make it to round 6. That's the important one.
Yep. A couple of tags again on Fire, fully committing onto the rush. Kiroro was able to make good on his rush, but backup is there for WAG. They're also low. Kiroro can just blitz through all of them. T-Quay is removed from the fight. Pina still somehow survives. Just gets a full send it. Gets down Hong An with 2 in a row, but reinforcements on time for Team Falcons. As Ngan is going to be dead. Limit turns the corner with finisher. Falcons equalizes it.
I'm not gonna lie, that was almost bad between Pina and as well as Kiroro as they were making that final attempt on that push to go for the flank. Unfortunately, Pina tried to squeeze through the gap while Kiroro was going to fall back into that side anyways, making it really easy for WAG to predetermine the next angle that was going to be contested. They got to work on stuff like this, right? They got to make sure that they are, dividing the attention appropriately to allow people to find the trades.
And I mean, you gotta respect On Fire, just fully committing to his initial plan, even though he was under extreme fire, losing 90% of his health. But then again, Falcons with the Micro Uzi was able to really make a lot of impact in those partially equal rounds.
And now, immediately WAG has lost one of their members. Can't do much about it now, as Hwang Am unable to find potential flank angle here. Now Pina going to press the advantage. X-Bor didn't realize On Fire was already so close to him, and now Pina is happily going to take this fight. T-Quay does beat him out. However, the trade is imminent. They found it straight away. The last member made it out by On Fire.
Again, another swift execution from the side of Team Falcon. They just make sure that once they strike, WAG could not respond, and in a way where Falcons were always in the right position, WAG completely blindsided by Limit, completely blindsided by Kiroro as well, and Falcons are willing to throw bodies just to secure an up trade.
I think it's a good way to play, considering that WAG, some of their rookier members, are making some interesting plays of their own. I don't think it's like bad ideas, but you need to have like extra support to make sure that it works confirmed, right? You can't expect players to not check their corners, especially with such high stakes.
Yeah, see the Santino being dropped out as well, so Kiroro has a definitely has the means to reposition and catch someone off guard. Oh, Peanut already has his victim and unfortunately limits ability more than enough to knock him down. I think it's a Cryo Mai. T-Quay instant exchange onto Kororo, but Export getting absolutely blasted by On Fire from behind. T-Quay again needs to carry the team on his back, but unfortunately was able to get through the glue wall on time. So the members of Falcons are going to be brought back up. Pina will finish him off.
Good stuff coming in from Falcons this time. Let's look at that replay one more time, right? Because again, a lot of it just came down to like contesting for the cyber airdrop. That's kind of the whole point here. However, at least with that Cryo Mine, it made it so difficult to actually win this fight in the first place, especially when you see that On Fire, Pina alongside with On Fire are able to make their first couple of shots connect.
And the Cryo Mine as well, really being quite a nuisance. You can't put down your glue walls, you take damage in that area. But if you're too committed to secure a place for yourself when there's a Cryo Mine that you can't shoot, that's where the problem stems from. And that was sort of what happened to WAG in the previous round.
Oh, very dangerous angles coming here from Falcons. And again, they're going to go the long way. They even threw out the UAV early on just to scout for any potential flank angles from the low ground, right? Because they are playing from the high ground. And now WAG on the opposite end, trying to take the highest possible point on that building. On Fire, winning out his 1v1 against T-Quay here. Hopefully he doesn't get traded back, but manages to go back into his dome for safety.
Oh, T-Quay actually went for a solo play. And it did not pay off at all. And that is not good for the WAG because it really felt like there was no support, you know, being a prep for T-Quay's advances at all. Now Ngan is going to be the second one to be under pressure. Pina takes out Huang with the ice grenade around the corner and actually wins this one. Finds one for himself, but now will be pincered by two members of Falcons. He's going to go down. Export left to his own devices.
Oh, last member left here. Let's see. And there we have it. Pina shotguns him on his way down. Good shots overall here, but this is such an important kill for On Fire. As soon as he was able to find this elimination, this game suddenly opened wide for Falcons, allowing them to actually take their the full confrontation from WAG in a very normal manner, right? No disadvantages, nothing.
Yeah, it definitely felt slightly weird that T-Quay went for that fight, but at least I wasn't able to see any sort of follow-up plan from that. Now their backs are against the wall. Series point for Falcons. The economy is looking horrific for WAG.
Yeah, but they still managed to get, you know, maybe they can do something here. A couple of shotguns, but most importantly, they got Export on the AWM. Same goes for Limit as well. So how much impact can they find? And this might be the first knock. Hongnam's still alive. T-Quay as well. Bit low, but Export, unfortunately, getting AWM from Kororo. Wasn't expecting a second one, but he still lost his head. And that's another one. Limit finds Hongnam, and Falcons looking for the kill.
Yeah, this is going to be the final blow for sure. Limit with a 3-piece. No ace this time, but